watching France 24. It's that time of day again. The International Press Review brought to you by Marion Henbest. Good morning, Marion. Let's start with coverage in the German press today. They're focusing very much on the violence in Kosovo.
Yes, that's right. And Die Welt asking the question, what's going to happen next in Kosovo as Europe's youngest state drowns in chaos? The sounds of war are described in an article published by that paper. And as I said, the big question, UN forces due to be pulling out of Kosovo, but there's fears that if they do, there'll be even more of an escalation of violence there. The article points out that 40% of the people living in the north are actually of Serb origin, so 40% not being a minority, and these people very much against the independence of Kosovo. And so there's worries that there'll be more and more protests, and that really UN forces do need to stay there to sort of see how things go over the next few months or possibly even years to come, and see what happens there.
Marion, let's stay with the German press for a moment. And of course, we're coming up this week to the 5th anniversary of the US-led invasion of Iraq. And that's making headlines today in Der Spiegel.
That's right, saying that the war in Iraq now is really getting a bit long in the tooth. In fact, the US occupation of the country has now been longer than Americans were actually fighting in World War II, just to put that into perspective. And according to Joseph Stiglitz, the 2001 Nobel Prize winner, it's cost at least $3 trillion. According to the article in Der Spiegel, nobody misses Saddam Hussein as such, but there is a certain nostalgia for the past. And there's witness statements from 5 different people who talk about their lives, how it was pre the American-led invasion, and now what it's like. And a surgeon speaks in this article saying, the Baghdad where I live today is not the Baghdad that I used to know. He explains that people used to have dreams for the future, and now they've realised that many of these dreams aren't actually going to come true. So that the reality is hitting hard very much now. He also says that I'm terrified of the day that the Americans withdraw from the country. And the article points out that a lot of what happens next in the country is going to depend very much on the US elections in November, with the Republicans saying perhaps troops should stay in a bit longer, but Democrats saying no, they want to see a slow pull out of troops.
Well, Marianne, talking of these US presidential elections, as we seem to do nearly every day now, of course, Barack Obama is a scoop in Le Figaro, French paper, here this morning. Tell us about that.
That's right. Barack Obama's story already out in the US and soon to come out in France. And Le Figaro has published an exclusive, the best parts of his memoirs, all about his past. And a lot featured about his mother and father, how they met. His father, a Kenyan, the first black African student at Hawaii University, where he met Obama's mother. And there's a particular anecdote which picked out from that about a certain incident of racism that happened in a bar in Hawaii where Obama's father and mother were drinking, and a man in the bar said, how can you let me drink alongside this black man, to the owner of the bar. Everybody went quiet, waiting for a big fight to break out, but in fact Obama's father stood up and gave a speech about equal rights and the fact that people should be treated the same. And this man apparently was so gobsmacked by what Obama's father had said that he gave him a $100 note, and just changing attitudes there at that time.
Goodness me, Mariam. Well, that's very exciting. Barack Obama, like father, like son, perhaps. Finally, of course, no press review would be complete without a little bit of celebrity gossip. Bring us the latest from the Mills-McCartney divorce case in London.
Yes, obviously the British press going mad about this one, and the Daily Mail in particular. £700 for every hour of the marriage. Heather Mills is still moaning. So taking the time to calculate exactly how expensive this marriage was for Paul McCartney. The Guardian also publishes an article on this, describes Mills as battered bitter but 24 million better off. That's about 32 million euros. Basically Mills took hold of a glass of water in the court and poured it over the lawyer of McCartney when she heard that full details were to be published in the press of the judge's decision. Not a happy lady there.
Goodness me. Well, we'll leave it on that rather damp note. Thank you very much indeed, Marion Henbest. Stay tuned to France 24.